Hey, Boaz here with Next Pittsburgh, and I am at a giant construction site right now. You might have noticed they're doing a lot of work at the Pittsburgh airport. We're going to find out more about it from Paul Hoback, who's the executive vice president at the airport. Is that right?
That is absolutely right. It's great to have you here and be hosting you guys today.
Yeah, well, this is wild. I mean, I knew you were working on stuff, but when you're standing next to the site, it's just massive.
Oh, absolutely. Just to give you a little perspective, right now we're standing right outside our front bridge. This bridge that goes along here is 1,200 feet long. It's 3 decks high, and it's bigger than the Fort Pitt Bridge itself. So that's one construction project in and of itself. If you look right behind me, we're building a 5,000 space parking garage. That is only 1/6 of the garage constructed right behind me right now. So
You mentioned that that's going to be the biggest parking garage in all of Pennsylvania.
biggest parking garage in the entire state of Pennsylvania when it opens, up to 5,000 spaces.
I hope you're going to sell souvenir shirts. Like, I visited the largest parking garage in Pennsylvania, t-shirts.
Great idea. We'd love to have that.
Right now, you go in, you check your bag in, and then you go on the little train that takes you to the X where all the boarding gates are.
That is all being eliminated. We're going to eliminate 8 miles of baggage conveyor that are underneath this ground that we're standing on right now. We're eliminating the people mover train that's actually below us right now as well. And then we're building this new what we call a terminal processing building that is connected to our airside. So anybody who's familiar with their airport, right where TGI Fridays is on airside, that is where the new building will connect to our existing facilities. What you see in here is actually the bottom level of the new terminal. Almost 90 to 95% of this space will be all back of house space. Meaning that this is going to be where your baggage system is going to be. This is going to be where all your electrical closets, your mechanical rooms, those kind of things. And then right here, the other 5 to 10% will be front of house space. That'll be in our new ground transportation center.
So, what's that giant hole over there? Can we look in there?
Yeah, so that is an elevator pit that we're constructing right now, and you can certainly look in that.
I can't even imagine how many. Wow, this goes down to the center of the earth. That's terrifying.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
It is just wild. You must have 3 million different versions of maps and plans because there's so many things you have to think about.
Oh yeah, there is our design team. I mean, we've actually been planning this project for 10 years now.
Okay, so now we're up a floor, we're up a level.
We're on the arrivals level. All the arriving passengers will be coming from airside into this part of the facility. What you see off here to the left is where we're going to have escalators that are going to go from the very bottom level all the way to the top level, so you can see how big those escalators are going to be. So we're going to have baggage claims running from the very far end of the building all the way down to the very other side.
And why are there all these little things hanging down? I don't even know what they are. They look like ribbons. Is it a birthday party left over?
It is absolutely no. These are actually straps that are hanging down from the ceiling that will help wrap ductwork that will be going in. So those have been placed in various locations because there's a lot of ductwork that's going to be above the ceiling. One thing that we have here at Pittsburgh that other airports don't have is a really large population of meters and greeters. What I mean by that, we have a lot of people that want to come pick their loved ones up at the airport and actually come into the airport. It's funny, when Christina Casotis became our CEO, she was like, people in Boston would never do that. But here in Pittsburgh, we love our families and we want to come visit them. And so right now, you're looking right off here to the right is where our meter and greeter space will be. There will be a lot of concessions in this space. You can see that there's some holes in the ceiling. That's where sunlight's going to be coming down through.
All right, so we can see the current Landside Terminal right over there behind us.
Yes, that's the current Landside building where you see the 3 rounded roofs over there. That actually gets demolished at the end of the project, and all of those functions get moved to here. They're starting to put the decking in for the new roadway system, and then on top of that, we'll go concrete.
So it's as though we're imagining our friends dropping us off at the airport. They're going to be driving there. They'll drop us off at a door.
Yes, that'll be a roadway, and those will be the entrances. You see an entrance over there. You see an entrance over there, and there's an additional entrance down in the other end. It's the south end of the building. The roadway itself is actually going to be done this fall so that workers can start using those roadways to actually deliver material right to whatever level they need to come into.
And bring the tile or carpeting or whatever.
Exactly. As soon as we start the interiors, all of that material will be able to be brought in on these roadway systems, which is pretty incredible.
So, okay, we walk in the doors and then we come into this area, and what will we be seeing?
So right now, right where we're standing, this will be the new ticketing hall.
And so, okay, you get your ticket, you check in your bag, and then, you don't have to go on the train anymore. You go through security, and then
Straight through this building is where you'll have our new security checkpoint. We will no longer have 2 security checkpoints like we have today. Everybody will go through the same security checkpoint. We'll have 11 checkpoints that open up on day one. One of the things about Pittsburgh is it's one of the only cities in the world that has a front door, and that's the Fort Pitt tunnels. And you go through those Fort Pitt tunnels, and you have that amazing wow moment. We wanted to replicate that in the design of this terminal. So after you walk through security, you'll go through what we call a recompose space for you to calm down, put your shoes back on, make sure you have everything collected, and then you'll walk through this Fort Pitt tunnel experience, and this gently sloping tunnel that goes above where our current TGI Fridays is and up onto the mezzanine level of the airside core, and you'll have this wow moment where that really opens up into the airside core, and you'll just have that amazing experience.
I've seen some renderings, and there's like a beautiful garden.
We'll have 4 outdoor terraces that'll be beautifully landscaped. 2 of those will be accessible from around the meter and greeter space that we just came from. But then 2 of those will also be accessible from airside. So when you go through security and you're waiting for your flight, if you want to go outdoors and enjoy the nice weather we have here in some of the months here in Pittsburgh, you will have an opportunity to do that. And this is an atrium space that actually connects the departing levels to the arrival levels, where all of this natural light's going to be able to come in. You're going to see the large tree columns going all the way up to the top, so you'll be able to see the tree branches from below. We'll have some landscaping, indoor landscaping in this space.
There's a giant crane behind us, and I guess you said operating a giant crane in the airport is sort of tricky.
Oh yeah, it's the FAA and our air traffic control tower, they want to make sure that everybody around, even off-site, even over in Robinson, if you're using a crane, you have to coordinate with the airport. So using a 300-foot crane right here in the middle of an airport is significant, and we have to be in close coordination with our air traffic control tower on a daily basis. We have 12 cranes here on site right now, so all of those cranes, we have to have daily coordination with the FAA air traffic control tower. They have to sometimes close pieces of our airfield. We've got plenty of airfield to be able to keep people in and not impact anything on operational side.
Someone earlier said, I was like, how many people are here today? And they're like, 450 people are working on this site.
Yeah, it's 450 people just on the terminal site today. So we have well over 600 right on this construction site working on the multimodal complex and the parking garage and working on the terminal. So 600 today. 6 months from now, we should be at our peak, which will be around 1,200 people each day. The total project has a regional economic impact of about $2.5 billion. One other thing I wanted to mention, all the steel that you see right now is being fabricated right nearby in Ambridge, Pennsylvania. So just, I think, 9 miles as the crow flies out of the same buildings that the former American Bridge built, the Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building, the Bay Bridge in San Francisco. They built landing ship tanks that operated on the beaches of Normandy, during World War II.
Well, I can't wait to come back in, I guess, 2 years and walk through this terminal when it's, opened and, check in for a flight.
And we'd love to have you back even before that.
Yeah.
So as spaces start to get finished, we'd love to bring you back on future tours.
Oh, gosh, thanks so much, Paul. This was awesome.
Awesome. I had so much fun today. It was great to have you guys.